In this video, we're going to be having a look at our work breakdown structure, seeing where we're at and seeing what is needed to be created, what we've done, and what we need to do next so we can figure out our priorities. Let's jump in. As we've been talking about, we've covered so much in the course so far. You guys have been doing really well. Well done on making it this far. We've got our character running around. We've got enemies. They're shooting at us. We're bonking them on the head. We're carrying a dirty old hoe. How can you go wrong with that? We've got an ugly health bar that at some point will change, but not just yet. We've got assets in there. Lots and lots of great stuff has been going on. Now is a good time for us to have a look at our work breakdown structure. If I jump over there properly, here's our work breakdown structure. And I'm going to start right from the get-go is asking you guys, giving you the challenge of updating your work breakdown structure. So if you guys remember, we put in our features, we put in our aspects. Let me just jump there for a second. So we've got our features at this level, and then we've got elements within that. We've got things that we've done, things that we haven't done. In my mind map just here, I'm using little ticks to say we've done it. I'm using this exclamation mark doodad thingy here to say it's something that we need to do. What I want you to do is to go through and update the content throughout your work breakdown structure so it's as up-to-date as you can get it for the features that you think we need to be doing next. Fill out the features and fill out the details and flag your priorities. Note the things that we've done and dusted and note the things that you think we should be doing next. And take some time to do that, fill that out as completely as you can, and then when you come back, I'll take you through how I'm looking with my work breakdown structure. Okay, welcome back. So let's jump in and see how I've gone about prioritizing what we're up to. The reason we're doing this, I know you guys are here to learn how to make games, how to learn how to do intermediate to advanced C#, how to make your dream RPG come true. This is a really important part of it. Seeing where you are with your priorities, making sure you're on track, making sure you're not getting overwhelmed. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So let's go from top down. Game vision, we've nailed most of these really well. I've done a great job on these. One thing that we still need to do in art direction is a target game screen. We're getting close to that, but that basically is saying, if I jump back over here, basically it's saying if I run to a certain point of the game from an art point of view, if I was to push probably around about here, print screen, like take a screenshot of this, is that how we want the rest of our game to look? The answer is no, because our enemies are a little bit Ethan-ish, and our health bar, well, you know, UI doesn't matter quite so much. It's more, at this stage, what's indicative of the environment and the world and the characters. It's getting close, but not quite there yet. So I've got a little asterisk against that to say not quite done. High-level story. I've spent a bunch of time in my game design document, and I'm going to be introducing to you guys the full-on game design document very early in this section. I've put a whole bunch of time into this. I've talked with the guys on the team. We've got some ideas about who the player is, what we're trying to do. So I'll take you through some story stuff in this section. It'll be a light on just at the moment, but we'll get into that in some details pretty soon. And I flag that as something that we need to do for us at this stage in the project. I've gone ahead and done that a little bit. You guys may or may not have yet. So that's where we are with the high-level stuff, with the game vision. Very good for most of the rest of it. I'm feeling good that we know what our game is going to be in a large part. Movement and combat, we've been hammering away on this a bunch. As you guys know, you've been along for the ride. I think what I'm going to do is a little bit of reorganization here. This is why I like doing this in a mind map. You can do it in a spreadsheet or do it wherever you like. Is I'm going to grab player movement and just pull it out of this movement combat section here. And I'll tidy up all the colors and stuff later on. You guys don't need to watch me do that, I don't think, on screen. And I'll rename this just to combat, because it's starting to get a bit huge. Because what I've done is gone through and expanded the functionality that I think we need within combat and a little bit of the assets that we need within combat as well. So player, character, movement, that's pretty good. We still need some animations, and Ben's starting to introduce to you guys bringing in animations from animation packs. We need a whole bunch of different things for actually attacking. We want to be able to hit people on the head. I keep saying this, don't I? We want to be able to bonk the enemies on the head and give them some nasty wounds there. And visual effects, that's coming down the pipe. Audio as well. So still some things to do in player character movement. I feel that it's okay at the moment, the general movement, but attacking and stuff definitely needs work. So that's an important aspect. And then if we look within combat itself, I've gone through and built out some more functionality. We've got basic attack. A lot of these things, yep, we've done this already. I've got ticks in there. We've had that before. don't need to go through that again. Abilities and modifiers is something that is coming up. So what I mean by that is if the player has, say, 10 strength, maybe they have +1 for damage. If they have 15 strength, maybe they have +8 for damage. That sort of thing. So damage can be modified by player stats under attributes and modifiers. Players can buff their stats, so if they do some sort of spell or some sort of, take a potion, or if they pick up some sort of inventory item, then it can increase their stats. As well as damage dealt by the player can be modified by the weapon. So if you've got a weapon of +2, a weapon of +5, then it impacts what damage you do, maybe impacts your other stats as well. It gives you more hit points. Damage received can be modified by armor. So these are things under attributes and modifiers. That's a big, big bucket, pretty important for us that we need to get to in the near future. I've also flagged, so you can see I've gone and already flagged some of the priorities. So I'm saying this is a big bucket, attributes and modifiers, but for me, I think the next thing we need to do is some sort of special attack. Some sort of, something that costs mana. Normally it would be mana or energy or mojo or something, on classic Diablo, you've got your health on your left and then you've got the other thing on the right. I'm calling that energy for now. I'll explain that to you guys a little bit more throughout the early part of this section as I tell you what my idea is that we are going to do for our energy mechanic. So I flag that in here. What does that mean? It means that, well, first of all, we need to be doing some sort of attack and then having that use up energy. And at this point, I'm not going to go into tons of detail. I'm just saying that is a priority that I see we need to do. And special attacks, we need to start thinking about some sort of area of effect attack, some sort of stun or freeze, power hits. And the reason I think this is important is we're creating a core combat moment that is 2 minutes to 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. And within that, we're a little bit less interested in when I'm at level 17, I have a +23 bonus to my damage. That's not quite as important for us in this 5-minute experience as when I run up to enemies, I can go smack on the ground and I can do an area of effect to get a whole bunch of them. So that is going to be a little bit more of our priority in this section. And hopefully you guys are excited by that. We're going to have combat. We're going to have some crazy stuff going on. It's going to look good. It's going to sound good. And you're going to be able to smash some enemies in a really cool way. So that's what I've flagged. And that's why we do this as our work breakdown structure. I can look at this side by side and be like, what's the work required and what's more important? And then there's a whole bunch of other things that I've gone and built into this as well. Character stats. At some point, we're going to need to do this. I think we're not quite at the point where we need to do that yet. We need our core combat to be more interesting and more compelling before we go and build out strength and constitution and dexterity and stuff. That is absolutely coming down the pipeline, just not yet. And then similarly, character progression and leveling. I think we need fantastic combat before we worry about what is happening as the player progresses, or else you'll be just doing the same old click to attack, and no one's going to want to progress in that situation. So that's a taste of what is to come. If I have a look at where I am under combat, zoom in here a little bit. Energy mechanic, I need to, in my design document, I need to actually explain what this is so Ben understands it. Or if it's just me working on the project, I've taken the time to think about it and document it so I know what I'm going to do and I'm not sitting there in front of my code saying, hang on a minute, what am I trying to do here? And I flagged the 3 most important, what I think are the starting point for our special attacks that I think is going to give us some good variety. I'd probably also drag heal up there. I think that I'm going to flag that as being pretty important. Some of these other things, hopefully we have dozens of these, right, in our game. But for now, we just want a few minimum viable products so we can get our game pushed out there, people playing it, people excited by it. And then also we need to have a look at combat, what we need in terms of assets. I don't think I've broken this out in a huge way, but we need to get some visual effects. We need to get some animation. So I'll probably put some more detail into here in terms of what exactly we need, but basically we need more bling in our game. Okay, so that's where we're at. This is the work breakdown structure, and this is us getting our priorities straight so that we can dive in and start to be very clear on what we are making in this section of our project.